be your today's host. Welcome to the Mirah Show. Well, do you guys know what is the current issue that is being faced by the Malaysian citizen today? Well, I'm pretty sure that all of you all know what is the current issue that is being faced by all of our Malaysian citizens, that is known as COVID-19. Okay, well, today with me, I have two special guests with me today, which is Ms. Husaima, the Chief Doctor from MSU Medical Center. And the second guest that I have today with me is Jeremy, the Head of Police Department. Hello Dr. Husaima, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for coming to the Mirah Show.
Thank you for inviting me to today's show.
Hi Ms. Genevieve, how are you today?
Hello, I'm good.
Thank you for coming to the Mirah Show.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, today I'm going to ask a few questions from our Chief Doctor and also our Head of Police Department. Well, first question goes to Dr. Husaima. What is the mean by coronavirus or known as COVID-19?
Okay, so basically coronavirus is 2019 novel coronavirus, which is also known as COVID-19, which is the new illness that has been identified in Wuhan, China in December 2019. And it is with the reporting cases of fever and respiratory illness. Since that time, it started to spread all over the world, including US, which has the highest number of total cases of 4,924,734 cases.
Wow.
So it's a lot.
Wow, that's a lot actually. Well, so how do you refer to this current phase actually? In compared to other countries, how is Malaysia now?
I think Malaysia become better, even though at first we have rapid increase of cases, but now we are now in a stable condition, which we have just about 2-digit cases and 1-digit cases, and I think it's pretty good because some cases in India, Brazil, there are about million of total cases, and I think it's a good job from the ministry, department, and all of the Malaysian citizens here.
I'm proud to be a Malaysian too. Well, hi Ms. Genevieve. What are the SOPs set by the authorities in Malaysia?
Okay, so the SOP set out where everyone needs to ensure social distancing of minimum 1 meter, use masks all the time, frequent hand washing with soap or hand sanitizer, performing thermal screening at entry points, and also ensure employers to sanitize business premises regularly.
That's good. Well, Doctor, your next question is, how is the coronavirus or known as coronavirus is being transmitted?
Thank you for the question. It's a good question. So basically, coronavirus is a large family of viruses that are common in many different species of animals, such as camels, cattle, cats, and bats. Rarely, animal coronavirus can infect people and spread it between people, such as MERS and SARS. Many of the early patients in the pneumonia outbreak caused by COVID-19 in Wuhan, China had some link to the large seafood and live animal market, suggesting animal-to-person spread. However, person-to-person spread is now occurring. Therefore, person-to-person spread is believed to occur via respiratory droplets. That's why we have to stand 1 meter distance between each other, because of the respiratory droplets can land in the mouths of noses of people who are nearby or possibly be inhaled into the lungs. It may be possible for a person to get COVID-19 by touching a surface or object that has the virus on it, and then touching their own mouth, nose, or possibly even their eyes, but it is not thought to be the main way this virus spreads. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Husaima. Well, Ms. Jeremy, how do employers ensure compliance with the SOP?
Employers are encouraged to consider and give flexibility to its employees to work from home. They are also encouraged to have flexi working hours or rotation shifts for different sets of employees. And moreover, our Prime Minister has urged employers to be more considerate with employees with children, as kindergartens and schools are still closed under CMCO.
I see. Thank you, Ms. Genevieve. Well, Doctor, what are the symptoms that can be found in COVID-19?
Okay, most of the citizens here think that sneezing is one of the symptoms, but in fact it is not. Actually, the patients with confirmed COVID-19 infection have reportedly had mild to severe respiratory illness with symptoms of fever, coughs, and shortness of breath. The CDC believes that at this time, The symptoms of COVID-19 may appear as soon as 2 days and as long as 14 days of exposure time.
So be aware, guys, okay? Next, Miss Genevieve, can employees travel to the employer's business premises from one infected area to another infected area for work?
Yes, actually. However, if the business premises is situated in an enhanced MCO area, or if the employee is traveling to or from an enhanced MCO area, then the employee will not be allowed to travel to the business premises.
I see. Thank you, Ms. Genevieve. Well, Doctor, I would like to ask another question from you. What is your opinion regarding all the fake news that is being reported in news and all social medias that has been circulating about the COVID-19 issue?
Okay, now that's the real issue. First of all, fake news will just increase the fears to the citizen that this phenomenon is putting lives at risk.
Yes, that's true.
Which is prompting some symptoms to try unproven remedies to cure themselves. In fact, WHO, World Health Organization, which is leading the UN response to the pandemic, has added a mythbuster section to its online advice pages. There are myths that drinking alcohol, part-time alcoholic drink can cure the coronavirus and can stop from it to spread because we are using alcohol, 70% alcohol hand sanitizer. So they might think that by drinking alcoholic drink can just prevent the virus.
Well, that's a genius.
And also they think that exposure to high temperature can also kill the virus. In fact, they can't kill the virus just like that, just by hot weather, and also conversely as cold weather. And people from Africa, we as a citizen think that, oh, they don't have a lot of cases because there are hot weather there. And it is not true, it's just a myth. The virus can be anywhere at any time. Okay.
That's true, Doctor. The virus can be anywhere at any time.
Yeah, and recently, a man, also from India, he drinks the hand sanitizer, 70% alcohol hand sanitizer, to cure the COVID-19. So we have to be practical in this kind of situation and go to a doctor to cure something, and not just by home remedies and by drinking
70% alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, alcohol. Actually, that is, to be honest, it's common sense actually. So
Yeah.
that is very ridiculous, Doctor.
Fake news can lead to fear of the people, and they are trying to cure, searching for the cure for COVID-19. But in fact, the scientists also still cannot find the vaccine for it. Therefore, just relax and follow the SOPs as the police officer said just now.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much. Well, Ms. Genevieve, what if the employer does not, or is it unable to comply with the SOP?
So failure to comply with the SOP may result in legal action, withdrawal of operating license, or any other related action. As we know, the government, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, Royal Malaysian Police, and other enforcement bodies, will carry out monitoring and enforcement to ensure compliance with the SOP. And also, employers are advised to take all necessary steps to ensure the business complies with the relevant SOP.
So all the employers, do listen to our police officer here. Okay? Thank you, Ms. Genevieve.
Are they gonna get fined if they didn't follow the SOPs?
Of course, yes.
Guys, well, Doctor, who should be sick for medical treatment?
Okay, as I said earlier, we cannot just cure the disease by home remedies and so on. Therefore, the patients with fever and low acute respiratory illness who have traveled in the past 14 days to an area that has been infected with COVID-19 or who have had a close contact with someone who is under investigation or lab confirmed with COVID-19 should seek medical attention. You should call ahead before going to the doctor or any medical treatment or emergency room to describe your condition and your symptoms and identify it when you travel to an infected area. But it is better for us to just stay at home and follow the SOPs that has been fixed by the ministry.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much. So, Ms. Genevieve, what are the limited operations hours for public to use public transport?
So for now, limited operation hours for public transport continue as last scheduled from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily, while taxis and ride-hailing vehicles will be allowed to operate from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. and food delivery from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. Another one, for private individual vehicles, our ruling of 1 person per car is in place.
Ms. Genevieve, I have a curious question to ask. Well, if let's say we do carpooling, for example, do we still get fined?
I don't think so, unless they have to follow SOPs such as wear masks and keep social distancing. I think that's all.
Thank you so much, Miss. Well, thank you so much to Dr. Huzaima and also our Chief Police Officer, Miss Genevieve.
It's such a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you so much. Okay. So, well, we will take a short break, and after the break, we will have another 2 more special guests with our another host, Mima.
I'm Mirah, your host for today's second segment to Mirah Show. So I'm going to have Miss Mirah today for our panels. This is a restaurant owner located in Chalong. So how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
So before we proceed to the questions, I would like you to briefly introduce yourself first.
Okay guys, so my name is Emilia. I am a restaurant owner of the restaurant Chili Padi that is located at section 13 of Shah Alam, and we have operated for 2 years.
Okay, so my first question would be, what are your roles or responsibility as a restaurant owner during this COVID-19 pandemic?
Okay, so my main role for this pandemic is obviously to keep my business going while ensuring the safety of our workers, customers, and not to forget the food delivery drivers. My partner and I, we always follow the SOP from the government. For example, during the start of the IMO, we only allow for takeaway orders. And our workers all wear the mask at all times, even the task. And of course, we prepare the thermometers as well as the hand sanitizers so that people can hand wash their hand. And everyone that enters the restaurant is healthy.
So the precaution remains until now, or you have added a new SOP?
Yes, we have added the new SOP because time has changed now. For now, we only allow 20 customers at a time. And we have arranged the tables 2 meters away, and each table can only fit up to only 4 people. We have also displayed the QR code in front of our restaurant from the Masjid app to track the people. But it's okay, if you don't have any phone or internet, you can also register manually.
Okay, my next question for Ms. Emilia would be, from your job perspective, how do you feel on how Malaysians react and act during this pandemic, and how does this affect your business?
In my opinion, initially there was a little bit of a panic. We did saw a major drop in our customers and also orders. But luckily, we did saw a little bit of rise in terms of the food delivery orders. So I think that's good because it shows that people are following the social distancing orders. Now I would say that people are not being as cautious because I've seen that more and more people have stopped wearing the mask and they have stopped doing the social distancing. But all in all, I would say most people are still being responsible and following the orders.
In regards to recent news, have you heard about the Simagaga cluster? Yes, about the restaurant owners that are irresponsible for non-quarantine or 14 days of coming back from India. Now that the case in Kedah has increased up to 12 cases, and there are few schools that are required to close down because of that. And due to this, what are the worries as the business owner?
Actually, when I heard of the news, I felt very scared because even though we have followed all the necessary precautions, at the end of the day, when the customers come to our restaurant, they will still have to put down the mask in order to get ordering. So during this time, anything can happen, so that is one of my worry. And like I said, people don't really do social distancing anymore, even though we have put out the tapes on the floor, the chairs, or the tables. And there has been cases where some people have been caught for not following the quarantine orders. And that is worrisome because we don't know if these people have come from countries which has high risk infection for COVID. And we have given our workers to check for the risk for the pink wristband. But that can still be tricky because the wristband can easily be hidden under the seats.
Okay, so my last question would be, what are the hopes and advices that you would like to share to Malaysians in the midst of this pandemic?
I hope that we all can stay strong and stay safe because the battle is not over. And as a restaurant owner, my advice would be so that everyone can follow the social distancing thoroughly even at the restaurant. I get that you guys want to stay with your friends, stay close with them, but if you really love them, then you would want them to stay safe. The virus is invisible, that's why it makes the situation very dangerous. And lastly, I would
I guess we've reached the end of our session with Miss Amelia today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
And we're going to proceed to the next segment with another panels and stay tuned. Hello and hi everyone, welcome back to our Mirah Show. So for the next segment, I will be inviting Miss Hazwani as our next panel. Miss Hazwani is actually a recovered patient of COVID-19. So before we proceed with our questions, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm actually a student studying in a university in the US. I've been studying for about 3 to 4 years.
What course are you studying?
I'm studying Bachelor in Optometry.
So my first question to you would be, when were you first diagnosed with COVID-19?
So I was first diagnosed on 20th May 2020. When I first came back here in Malaysia, I did self-quarantine. And during the quarantine, I showed some symptoms of the disease. And then I got myself tested. And after I got the test, the result came back as positive. So that was when I first I got the test.
What are the main symptoms that you had? Do you remember?
The first one is actually I had fever when I first came here. Fever and then the normal cough or flu or something.
So the next question would be, what was the first thing that you did when you were diagnosed with COVID?
The first thing that I did was inform my family members, and then I went to hospital Senang to get my treatment.
So how long were you admitted in the hospital for the treatment?
I think about 1 month.
What was on your mind when you first knew that you were infected?
The first thing on my mind was that I was actually quite worried that I might have infected my other family members because I was close to them during the quarantine. So I asked them to get themselves tested. So after they get the results, luckily they came out as negative.
So my next question for Ms. Hazwan would be, what are the experiences that you feel when you undergo the treatment in hospital?
It was quite depressing for me because I had to go through it alone without my family members and friends by my side. Then I had during the treatment I had ongoing fever and also I had difficulty to breathe.
It was for quite a long time during the
For some
treatment.
time, yes.
And what do you feel after you have recovered from the COVID-19?
After I recovered, I feel like quite happy, of course. But then I'm still afraid that I could have been infected again because for COVID-19 survivor, they are more prone to get infected again because of their lower immunity.
So I believe as a survivor, you now do take a very serious precaution.
I guess I do take great precautions and because I don't want to get infected again.
And what are the precautions that you usually do?
For me, the most important thing is to always wash your hands often, and also you can use hand sanitizer, and then wear your mask, no matter whether you're indoor or outdoor, and then maintain a safe distance between you and other people, and also practice social distancing.
Do you usually use public transport or?
Yes, sometimes I do use public transport. So.
Before I ended our session with Ms. Hazwani, she's going to share with us on the right way to wear the mask and also the right way to remove the mask.
So the blue colored side should be on the outside and the white colored side facing the inside. So make sure the upper part of the mask rests on your top of your nose. And then take the rest of the mask and cover your chin. Now I'll be showing you guys how to remove the mask. So firstly, untangle the extender. Okay. And then without touching the front part of the mask, then dispose it carefully.
So we've come to the end of our session with Ms. Hazwani. And as everyone knows, most industries has been affected by this pandemic. So it is very important for us Malaysians to support each other until we found the cure and this issue resolved finally in the future. I guess that's it from me, Mima, your host for today's segment. We'll be meeting you guys on the next episode of Mirah Show.